salame vou espremer limãozinho. No 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 salame vou espremer limãozinho.
Salve na sua Xbox, beleza? Aqui é o Corujão, eu tô tentando arrumar um áudio aqui, tô no trampo, tô fazendo umas gambiarrinhas pra poder funcionar aqui. Obrigado a todo mundo que já entrou aí na live, deu aquele joinha. O pessoal que tá lá na The Live já andaram dando uns limãozinhos aí. Obrigado a todo mundo mesmo. Deixa eu mandar um salve aqui pro HG, Chris Games, Dog, quem mais tá aqui? O Maximus, quem mais chegou na live aqui? Vai dando um oi no chat pra eu poder mandar um salve aí. Um salve para o Bruno. Cris, obrigado, mano. Ó o Otton chegando aí. Ó, tu quer participar lá, só entra no Skype, mano. Um salve pro Bruno Ribeiro X e um salve pra namorada dele, a Alessandra. Quem tá afim de falar de Call of Duty? Call of Duty vai rodar 4K ou não vai no PlayStation 5? No salame foi espremer, irmãozinho. É, eu acho que vai rodar, mas na base do upscale. Sabe aquele 4K que a Sony sabe fazer? É, imagina só que gás turbina a jato. BF hoje, bem que eu queria, mas não sei não. Será que a EA revela alguma coisa?
No salame vou espremer limãozinho.
A 1800 não é nem em 2K, né? Ou seria, né? Depende do ângulo que for o 1800p, né? Pior que essa música é do Da GamesCom mesmo, não é minha não. Opa, acabei de receber uma key aqui de um jogo que vai chegar aí, hein? Vai ser apresentado, hein? Recebi uma key aqui, só pra informar pra vocês. Falar nisso, acho que eu vou jogar uma key aí pra vocês, o que vocês acham? Jogo aí no sorteio?
Ice cream and cake and cake. Ice cream and cake and cake. Ice cream and cake and cake. Ice cream and cake and cake.
Ah, do limãozinho, peraí.
No salame vou espremer limãozinho.
É na The Live, pessoal aí, segue lá na The Live, lá que a gente vai fazer sorteio de placa de captura na The Live, hein? Quem tiver seguindo a gente aí, logo vai ter sorteio de uma placa de captura lá na The Live, viu? Não hoje, mas só para os assinantes lá. E pra quem não conhece a The Live ainda, rapaz, pra pessoal que assiste por lá e comenta por lá no chat lá, ainda pode ganhar aí dinheiro, os limõezinhos aí, vocês podem resgatar por dinheiro de verdade. O pessoal que tá chegando na The Live, obrigado aí. Ah, o pessoal que tá migrando para lá já. Continua aí. No final da live aí eu vou abrir essa caixa aí, essa caixa da limões. Assim que eu abrir essa caixa aí, ela vai sortear limões pro pessoal, para quem mais escreveu no chat aí e se interagiu. Vocês podem trocar aí por dinheiro, de verdade, quando chegar uma quantidade boa, ou vocês podem doar os limões aí para o pessoal aí das lives. Como se fosse um donate. É, assim que vocês mandam o limãozinho pra cá, pra nós aí no chat aí, vocês escutam aí gritar o limãozinho na tela aí. Diamante, o Ace, tudo isso aí converte em dinheiro como se fosse um super chat no YouTube, e tudo de graça. Só por você estar comentando no chat, vocês ganham limõezinhos. Dois minutinhos aí, hein, pra começar. Se aqui já temos coisa boa no início, vai ser uma enrolação, porque o evento vai até às 8, 10 da noite, com intervalos. Salve, Cauã!
No salame vou espremer limãozinho.
Eu vou comentando conforme eu posso, cara. Eu tô fazendo uma gambiarra aqui, tô no serviço. Conforme eu posso, eu vou comentando e vou assistindo junto com vocês aí. Não é comentário não, Cris. Você tem que ir lá no botão e doar um limão pra poder tocar a musiquinha. E começou.
Hello and welcome to the GamesCom Opening Night Live 2020 pre-show.
Já começou com enrolação.
And this is my hot and stinky apartment. I realized you probably have a lot of questions right now. Like, who is this guy? Not that important. Is this the show? No. Just to be clear, this is the pre-show. This is you and me for the next 20 minutes getting excited about Opening Night Live proper, the big show. That one is gonna look nice. That one's got Jeff Keighley. That one's got a budget. It's gonna be fancy looking, not like this. And then you might be thinking, wait, is the next 20 minutes just this guy with his headband talking to me about stuff? No. It's gonna be some of that, but most of the show is trailers. We have world premiere trailers right here for the pre-show. If anything, my job is just to smile at you and fill time in between trailers. In fact, we should, I think, start off with a trailer. We'll talk about Opening Night Live. It's going to be big and fun and awesome, but I feel like the best way to kick off a pre-show is just to get right into one. Our first world premiere trailer
por enquanto só conversa, mas aí, ó, esse é um cronômetro aí que o evento oficial começa daqui mais 15 minutos.
This is Scarlet Nexus.
Opa, World Premiere? Xbox?
Have to be prepared for anything. Intruders were just detected.
Eita porra.
We have to work together.
Salve, Lucas.
The world will be destroyed. We have so many different powers.
Let's do this. You have your ways of doing things, and I have mine.
If you're just now joining us, this is the Gamescom Opening Night Live 2020 pre-show. That was a
Ô,
trailer for
louco,
a
já
video
começou
game
com
and
o
not an
World Premiere
anime.
da
And I'm Kyle
Bandai aí.
Boss, not important. For the next 20 minutes, much less than now, we are counting down the minutes until the big show, Opening Night Live, in which you're going to get fresh looks at Fall Guys Season 2.
Mas eu
Destiny
acho
2.
que não é exclusivo, não.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was just announced yesterday. We're already getting to see more of that tonight. Lots of things to see. Cindy Goodman from IGN is going to be giving out the Gamescom awards for Best PC Game, Best PlayStation Game, Best Xbox Game, as well as talking about some brand new shows from IGN that they are debuting this week at Gamescom. Lots of stuff in ONL. It is going to be a chunky, thick show. But in the meantime, for this pre-show, it is time now for another world premiere on our end. The game next that we're going to see is called Quantum Error. And parents, let me warn you now, it's time to put the kids to bed, because it's about to get scary as hell in here. I don't care if you're in the Western Hemisphere and it is the afternoon. Put the kids to bed.
We did it.
Perdi alguma coisa? Que jogo que é esse?
You recovered.
Fui atender ali.
The answer to all our questions. We can control them now. Use them to travel the stars.
Já vou jogar uma key aí, hein?
Humanity's reach will be infinite.
We've got a lot more world exclusive trailers to go, more pre-show to go, an interview with Jeff Keighley. Next up, we have a car brand synonymous with racing and innovation and a key partner of Gamescom for years, Ford. They're about to exclusively reveal the first ever car made with gamers for gamers. Check it out.
Ford knows racing. In 2019, we brought our love of racing to gaming, and Team Fordzilla was born. And that was just the beginning. In May, we launched Project P1 to design a car in collaboration with gamers for gaming. This project was a global first, and our designers let their imagination go wild. So on to our first global announcement. Please welcome our first ever Team Fordzilla Project P1 model.
A primeira key que eu vou jogar daqui a pouquinho vai ser da Steam, hein?
And now our second global announcement. You got us so excited with Project P1 that we are now committing to make a real-world version of this groundbreaking car.
If I
E foi, quem
didn't
pegar,
have
pegou.
games, I guess I would just be writing a lot more. Video games and writing are absolutely my two favorite passions, and I just managed to combine them into a job. So I feel like, honestly, I probably would have finished a couple of books.
If there was no game, what else would I do? I mean, I like tech, but you need to do things on the technology. And so if I can't play things, if I wasn't into gaming, yeah, it'll be a lot of TV watching.
If there's out there a universe where I'm not a gamer, then I probably would start to game.
I think I will try something to put some smile on the face of everyone.
I would watch a lot more movies and read more books and get bored.
Daqui a pouco tem mais,
Welcome
hein?
back to the Opening Night Live pre-show. This is only the second year of ONL existing, but I think it is safe to say that this year's will be unconventional. So to tell us what to expect from the show this year, please welcome Jeff Keighley. We are now joined by Jeff Keighley, host and executive producer of Opening Night Live. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great, Kyle. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So, back in April, Gamescom said we're
Pelo
going
que eu tô
digital
vendo,
this
só
year.
enrolação até
When did
agora.
you start thinking about
Enquanto isso, eu vou
ONL
adiantando
and
meu
how that's
serviço
gonna
aqui.
look?
Well, we knew last year we were going to do another ONL this year because it was a big success. But yeah, we had no idea what format it was going to take. Normally we are in Cologne. This year we're doing
No
it
salame
from
vou
Los
espremer
Angeles.
limãozinho.
Actually, came to me and said we definitely want to do ONL. It's a digital event for the whole world. So even if we don't have something physically in Germany, we still want to do this show with you. And I said I was doing Summer Game Fest, and maybe we can bring all these things together to create this grand finale for the show. And all summer I was really hoping to do a show that was a little bit bigger than I've been, broadcasting from home here for many months. And I wanted to do something with kind of a set and a little bit of spectacle to it, and bring the whole industry together. And that's what we're going to do.
So is it going to be just as long as a regular show?
Yeah, we have like 2 hours of stuff to show folks from across the industry. Like the big stuff, the biggest games out there like Call of Duty, and then a lot of really, interesting titles. Of course, we're going to have some amazing next-gen stuff in the show, and Fall Guys Season 2, which has, become a thing over the past couple of weeks. So it's really fun to have like the big and the small and the surprises and next-gen all blended together. But yeah, it's a full-blown show, 2 hours.
Is it going to be just back-to-back trailers, or are you going to do some interviews and demos?
You will definitely see trailers. You will see some extended gameplay demos of some titles as well. There will be a few interviews with a couple of developers. We've got some special guests. And one thing I will say kind of right out of the gate is that this is not sort of wall-to-wall shock and awe announcements of new games similar to last year at Gamescom. We have some really big updates on games that fans are excited about and meaningful, but the kind of big surprise announcements, we have a few things in the show, and we have lots of great things planned for the Game Awards. But similar to last year, this is really a showcase of like big holiday games coming next year that about. So I would tell people to set their expectations to be really meaningful updates on existing games versus blowing you away with surprise shock announcements.
Great. Jeff, I'm personally looking forward to the show.
Well, me too. It's been really fun to build this, but even working with our team, it's been challenging to do things safely in the era of COVID, and it's been.
Não, acho que o próximo eu vou jogar do PS4.
So we still want to do this show, and I think for all of us in the industry, we want that big showcase. So I'm just really excited to honestly leave home, do have a set, and you'll see we've got screens and lights, and it's. If we do it right, we're going to hopefully create that magic moment that we haven't felt this summer, right? And a lot of the events this summer have been pre-taped, and they've been great and lots of cool game info, but I really wanted to do something live.
Eu disse, eu acho, viu? Ainda vou escolher o que eu vou mandar ainda.
Very cool. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for hosting the pre-show.
I'm doing my best. So just so we're all on the same page about what just happened, that was basically an interview with my boss using questions that I mostly already know the answers to. So considering all that, I think that went pretty well. Next up, we do have another world premiere trailer, baby. Vroom vroom honk honk for Dirt 5. So you think like a vampire bit a car and sucked out gas? To be continued. It is now time for the part of the pre-show that I've been reading your live comments. I see them right now. Everybody's blowing up, demanding Kyle's 10 reasons to be excited for opening night live. Well, let's kick it off. Reason number 10 to be excited for opening night live 2020, feeling excited for next gen again. Number 9, Jeff Keighley wardrobe reveal. Number 8 reason to be excited for opening night live 2020, Destiny trailers are usually pretty good. Number 7, it will mean this pre-show is finally over. Number 6, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Number 5 reason to be excited for ONL 2020, Shadow Drops. Number 4, Fall Guys Season 2. Number 3 reason to be excited for ONL 2020, actual gameplay from a mysterious PlayStation 5 exclusive. Ooh. Number 2, everything else in my life sucks right now. And the number 1 reason to be excited for opening night live 2020, Jeff Keighley said it's gonna be good. We have one final world premiere trailer to show off, and this trailer is an announcement of a Switch version of a popular game from 2018 that can only be described as Dinosaursy. Enjoy.
You think that things are going to turn out differently, huh? Well, the ones before you did too. Because they believed that they were in control. And control, well, here's the thing. Humanity is desperate for it. We are seduced by it. But we never really possess it. You see, life can be tenacious and stubborn. Life will not be contained. And what makes us such unique creatures is knowing the power of what we're up against and still believing that we can win.
That's it. That's all we have for you in this very pre-show. Please be excited for the actual opening night live, in which you'll see some Destiny 2, you'll see Fall Guys Season 2, you'll see Black Ops Cold War, that mysterious PlayStation 5 demo, some things we've probably never heard of before. I think it's going to be a very good show. I'm personally excited about it. Me. I should thank you, actually, for putting up with my nonsense for the last 20 minutes. It is appreciated, but seriously, enjoy the show.
So what's the plan?
Time to take control of our world. When we feel out of place, disconnected, and divided,
there are always repercussions.
Do we have what it takes?
Porra, velho, eu tava atendendo aqui, não consegui ver nada. O que eu perco? Ô, louco, o dragão aí. Me deu até uma lembrança ali de Skybound ali.
We celebrate who we are.
Yes, it's humanity's chance to repent.
And what we are.
I'm with you every step of the way.
The future of gaming. Welcome to GamesCom, opening night live.
Imagina só se aparecer Skybound aí.
Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Keighley and welcome to GamesCom Opening Night Live 2020. Now this year, GamesCom is of course a little different than normal, and I hope all of you and your families are safe and healthy at home. In 2020, games have comforted and connected us more than ever. And with the launch of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X later this year, games are only going to get better.
Lá vai mais da
all
Steam.
summer, I was hopeful we could get to this very moment, a big live showcase filled with more than 35 games to kick off GamesCom 2020. Tonight, you'll get a first look at Fall Guys Season 2 and an extended gameplay demo of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for PlayStation 5. Plus, we might have a couple surprises along the way, too. But before we start, I want to acknowledge and thank all the game developers, marketers, and publishers who have worked under challenging circumstances to keep us entertained. This show is nothing without them or my production team, and doing a show at this scale safely is not easy, especially when all of you at home have some pretty insane expectations. I hope tonight reminds you why you love to play games.
Por cima?
And with that, we're going to move on to our first game with a game that was just announced yesterday, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And joining me is Dan Vondrack from Raven to tell us about the game and give you an exclusive sneak peek. Dan, how you doing?
Good, Jeff. Thanks for having me here. This has been a dream project for us to work on from nearly the beginning of development. We knew Black Ops Cold War was going to be a direct sequel to Black Ops 1, and we loved the idea of returning to the pillars that built the Black Ops franchise: deniable operations, conspiracy grounded in history, and that shadowy world of paranoia. And we get to mix all those together, drop the player into the 1980s at the height of the Cold War, and it's really something that we know would feel relevant to today and also uniquely Black Ops.
Well, you start playing with Black Ops, everyone wants to know characters. We saw yesterday in the reveal trailers, some familiar faces. So, Woods, Mason, break it down. How does this fit into the Black Ops canon? You said it's a direct sequel, so are we going to see a lot of familiar faces?
Acho que saiu toda a minha conversa.
Part of the fun in making this game was bringing back the iconic characters like Woods and Hudson and Mason and seeing how all those personalities mix with some of the new characters. So the campaign takes place in 1981, and we love that we've been able to have so many connections to the original Black Ops and really be that direct sequel to the game.
Now, one thing that I'm really excited about this is you're pushing the storytelling in kind of a new direction with some branches and some options about how you play through the campaign. Can you maybe walk us through your thinking there?
Yeah, one of the driving forces from early in development was to say, let's take this Black Ops thrill ride and infuse it with some player choice and some player freedom. Anything we can do to give the player a little more ownership over the experience. So that starts with allowing the player to create their own character for the Cold War campaign. They can name them and pick a military background and really pretend they are that Black Ops soldier that they want to be. From there, we wanted to take some of our missions and infuse optional objectives, multiple paths, and some player choice moments inside some of those missions. And it was fun to find that balance between the hard-driving Call of Duty action and these more non-linear experiences inside some of the missions. So with choice comes the player wanting to feel that impact. So some of those choices earlier in the game and some towards the end will actually shape the ending of the narrative of the campaign.
All right, so multiple endings to this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Esse Otto gosta da figurinha do exatamente, né?
We love that Black Ops has always been willing to take risks, and we all know they did some of this in Black Ops 2. And with our story and with these features, we loved paying homage to those early Black Ops games.
Oh, yeah, I remember the numbers. All right. Well, Dan, we are excited to see more of it. I know multiplayer reveal is coming in September, but since you got a switch there, maybe you could flip the switch on something exclusive for us. Right? What are you going to show us?
No Xbox One X vai. No PS5 vai rodar acho que 1080, 1800p, com upscale para 4K, com Ray Trace via software e o 120 FPS, né? Isso se não capar o jogo ainda.
(1943). Detailed information from the Manhattan Project was stolen from Los Alamos by the Russian spy known as Perseus. 1968, the Vietnam War. Viet Cong soldiers orchestrated by Perseus attempted to steal an American-made nuclear bomb from a U.S. firebase. 5 days ago, while on a mission, we acquired intel that Perseus is in play again and planning an attack on the West. Perseus. The CIA's analysts consider him to be the single largest threat to the free world.
Mr. Hudson, we're all aware of Perseus. We're also aware he's more myth than fact. I mean, personally, I think he's nothing more than the Russian boogeyman.
General Haig.
É que esse aí na verdade é um pré-show, né? O show de verdade mesmo, só mais tarde. Esse é um pré-show.
He's one of the few people who even come close to capturing Perseus.
Mr. Adler, why should we take this Perseus threat seriously?
You don't have to, sir.
Se eu não tô enganado, eu tenho que confirmar os horários aqui. Vai até às 10 da noite o show de hoje. E amanhã tem mais.
Sir, every time Perseus has come into play, it's shifted the balance of the Cold War. After 13 years of silence, if he's active, something big is gonna happen. Something that will affect the free world.
Ó, então a gente sabe que o PS5 não vai fazer o que o Xbox Series X faz. O pessoal tenta passar pano do quanto é jeito, mas na hora do vamos ver mesmo, a gente vai saber que ele não é.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, this is Jason Hudson and Russell Adler.
I know their names. Who do you think approved their last mission?
Vi sim. Dele falando lá do PS5 lá, né? No jogo, sobre tava 1080, 60 FPS, o vídeo, né, rodando, capturado em game lá.
Sir, their requests are highly irregular. Most likely illegal if the press gets a hold.
What the hell are you talking about? Do you know who we are?
Every mission we go on is illegal.
Sergeant Woods, plausible deniability is the backbone of our work.
Al, we're talking about preventing an attack on the free men and women of the world. Give Mr. Adler whatever he wants. Gentlemen, you've been given an important task. Protecting our very way of life from a great evil. There is no higher duty. There is no higher honor. And while few people will know of your struggles, rest assured, the entire free world will benefit. I know you won't fail us.
Vamos fazer a mesma do PS5, a mesma desculpa, quer dizer, do PS4.
Tonight we have some new game announcements for you guys as well, including this one, a new next-gen narrative action-adventure game from Reflector Entertainment in Montreal. It's called Unknown 9. The game tells the story of Haruna, a woman raised on the streets of India and haunted by visions of her own death. Haruna struggles to understand her mysterious innate abilities to manipulate the unseen. Check out this first look.
Parece Prince of Persia, mas eu não vi o nome do jogo não. Top, mas só CG, né? Tinha que ter um gameplay aí.
All right, let's get to the gameplay. One of this year's biggest games has been Doom Eternal. Tonight, we've got an exclusive first look at the campaign expansion called The Ancient Gods Part 1. Check this out.
We have been allies for some time now. I knew you were the moment you set foot in the room. Your gifts.
Pior, ó, que eu tô conseguindo ver só por pedaço aqui. O pessoal chama eu aqui, eu chego, tenho um olhando aqui, quase não consigo pegar o trailer inteiro. Depois eu vou fazer um vídeo só dos trailers depois.
the only ones who can save this world.
Lá vai um arcade do PS4, hein? Ó, se der tempo, dá pra nós fazer um vídeo à noite, né? Sobre essas coisas que apresentou hoje. Até topar também.
"2020 marks the 25th anniversary of a legendary game studio, BioWare. Tonight, Casey Hudson and the team wanted to give everyone around the world a little taste of what's next. Casey, over to you.
Hey, Jeff. It's great to see you again. You know, 6 years ago, we were on the stage with you at the 2014 Game Awards, accepting the Game of the Year for Dragon Age Inquisition. And since then, we've been imagining new ways to use next-generation technology to bring the world and characters of Dragon Age to life. We're still in early production, but we thought it was time to give you the very first look at how BioWare's passionate team of developers are crafting this very special game.
I've been at BioWare for a really long time, so I've got to see it grow up and turn from a company of 35 people to a company of more than 300 people.
There's amazing people in the industry. There's amazing stories to be told with other people.
I love that character so much.
It's awesome. We're very experimental here at BioWare, so we're always coming up with new stuff.
We're always trying to improve, innovate, and bring new characters to life for our players and fans to enjoy.
The world of Dragon Age really has got it all. It's got frontier stories, it's got mystery, it's got hard-boiled detective stories. And of course, it's all wrapped up in kind of a fantasy setting.
You really feel like you're the hero in the Dragon Age world and you're saving people.
Dragon Age to me is a wonderful world to play in.
I am really excited about the future of Dragon Age. This is an original world, original flora, original wildlife, original architecture. That makes it fun to explore and discover.
In the next Dragon Age, you get an opportunity to see new things, new places, and interact with people who lived and grew up in these spaces as well.
For the game we're working on now, we want to tell a story. What happens when you don't have power? What happens when the people in charge aren't willing to address the issues?
The things that you can expect in the next installment are going to be stories that focus on the people around you and the friends and family you make.
Something that we'll be able to look forward to in Dragon Age is a really close relationship with game characters who really become real for you.
We want characters to either be loved or hated. One of the best examples of that is Solus. Half the community wants to kill him, half the people want to marry him, then another part want to do both.
They call me the Dread Wolf. What will they call you when this is over?
BioWare and EA has been one of the forerunners in using motion magic technology, and that makes it way more realistic when you're looking at the characters and the way they walk and move and interact in the world.
Players want that suspension of disbelief that this wonderful collection of digital pixels is actually a living, breathing soul.
No, it's okay. That's the good kind of rumble.
I actually design bosses. I help with the creature design team as well. So I do all of like the big threats that you have to go up against.
Nobody dies on my watch. For the Wardens!
Choice is a big part of what Dragon Age is as a franchise. The decisions you make can affect change in the world.
Decision making can mean that a party member lives or a party member dies. And it means owning your outcome and reactivity to the choices that you do make.
I just love the possibilities that Dragon Age offers us, and I'm excited to explore a lot more of them.
To me, that potential is what gets you up in the morning It's a fantastic opportunity every time.
Next up, it's time for something special.
Great Scott! I think there's been a serious miscalculation.
Wow, wait, you're, what's his name? Back to the Future.
I'm Emmett Brown, doctor of physics, not of medicine, and certainly not that quack from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we know who you are, but what are you doing here?
I did come back from the future to this precise moment on August 27th, 2020, because it's imperative we launch Surgeon Simulator 2 right now.
And what exactly do you have to do with Surgeon Simulator?
During the mid-20th century, some friends of mine
O que rolou aí? O que aconteceu? Tô vendo o professor aí do mar tirar o De Volta para o Futuro. O que aconteceu? Eu perdi alguma coisa boa? RPG? Dragon Age apareceu aí?
70 years later, we've digitized the experience. It's unbelievable. You can access the program through your computer and then be medically trained from the comfort of your keyboard. And it's available as of, Great Scott, this very moment. Tonight, I want to world premiere a few examples of some of the incredibly successful test subjects who have already completed the course.
So you're saying a world premiere will save our future?
Only time will tell. And speaking of time, I'm off to another world premiere, Avengers 26, The Return of the Son of Thanos, opening 2077. And with that, I leave the fate of the human race.
Nossa, trouxeram ele pra poder falar de um joguinho daqueles de médico, doutor?
Doctor's orders.
Ah, não. Opa, World Premiere De Volta para o Futuro. É o caralho.
Let me give him a little pat on the head. Where does this part go?
Cara, eu ganhei esse jogo aí, não joguei ele ainda, pai. Nem sei se eu vou ter coragem de jogar esse jogo, não.
Jesus Christ! What a man!
Oh, it just
He's perfect! We saved him!
Doc Brown introducing Jacksepticeye playing Surgeon Simulator, only on opening night live. All right, well, if you thought that crossover was kind of crazy, wait until you get a load of this next game announcement that I don't think anyone probably saw coming. Check this out.
Nem me fala, Otto. Você viu que merda? Quer ver um jogo de cartinha? Walking Dead, quer ver? Pior que isso, mobile.
Tonight is just the start of Gamescom 2020. Over the next 3 days, there are more streams from IGN and Webedia with in-depth looks at games, a digital cosplay contest, and some special new shows just for Gamescom. Your portal for all things Gamescom this year is Gamescom Now, which you can check out at gamescom.global. Now, one game you'll hear more about later on IGN's post-show is this one, a return of two classic characters that I love. Check this out.
In a world gone strange, one elite force stands against the darkness. But even they could use some help.
Here, slip on this little beauty for effect.
Sam, I'm blind! Oh, hello, miss.
The return of Sam and Max. Yes. All right. And now it's time to say hello to my wonderful co-host for ONL from IGN. Please say hello to Sydney Goodman.
Thank you, Jeff. What's up, everyone? I'm Sydney Goodman, and I am thrilled to be here. Gamescom is always such a fun event, and throughout the show tonight, I'll be telling you about all the different ways that IGN is involved in this year's festivities. But first, I have an award to announce. The winner of Best Nintendo Switch Game is Little Nightmares 2. Huge congratulations. Like I said, IGN is going to be here for all of Gamescom with great shows such as Gamescom Studio, where you can find me and my co-hosts for all day long games content, interviews, dev talks, and more. Plus, we have Gamescom Awesome Indies, the show with and for indie developers. That premieres Saturday, August 29th at 7 p.m. Central European Time, so be sure to tune in for more announcements and special guests. And now, let's go back to Jeff for our next big world premiere.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sid. We are so excited to see what's in the Gamescom studio and also Awesome Indies, and I'm going to be on the Daily Show tomorrow, so looking forward to that. All right, well, on to our next game. In the next World of Warcraft expansion, players will journey beyond the mortal world of Azeroth to a place where no living soul has set foot before. The Shadowlands, the afterlife of an entire Warcraft universe. The infinite realms of the Shadowlands are watched over by different factions, known as covenants, each holding dominion over a different aspect of the afterlife. And depending on how someone lived their mortal life, they may end up as part of one of these covenants when they cross over into the Shadowlands. Today, we're excited to give you a closer look at the noble and pure
IGN, o que apareceu aí? Estava atendendo de novo. A hora de trampo é complicado. Eu vou perder monte de coisa.
Sit back and get ready
Me
for the
deixa
world
informado aí.
premiere of Bastion, the first in Blizzard Entertainment's new 4-part series of animated shorts called Afterlives. Enjoy.
Eu tinha visto uma conversa que acho que o Warcraft ia chegar nos consoles, né?
Light, save my soul.
Uther.
Where am I?
Welcome to Bastion. You led a truly selfless life, and for that, you have been chosen.
Chosen?
To shed your mortal burdens and join the ranks of the Ascended.
Então, eu não lembro onde que vazou essa informação. Acho que foi algum site de notícias, eu não lembro, faz tempo, cara.
And my work is not done. There is an evil that must be...
There is no evil here. The darkness was sealed within the maw long ago.
You're wrong. He destroyed my home, murdered my people and my king. He must be punished.
You are an aspirant now. You must accept your new purpose and purge yourself of this desire for vengeance.
What I desire is justice.
Devos, why are you training this soul? It is
então deve ter sido fake, então.
He cannot let go. He continues to demand retribution for his death.
And this concerns you? Many souls take eons to ascend.
Yes, but this one seems broken.
O show oficial mesmo começa daqui 4 horas.
I have seen. I have begun to wonder whether he was deemed worthy of Bastion. By mistake.
Be careful, Devos. I would not let the Archon hear such a thought. In time, he will forget. Trust our ways. Trust the path.
Devos, how long must we train?
Until you are ready to ascend.
And what is keeping me from ascension?
Nothing but the memory of your mortal life.
How can I forget when I can still feel his blade?
Your soul.
Mais Steam, hein?
Who did this to you?
He was my student. He betrayed us all.
Show me.
Ah, eu sei como que é, Otton. Pra quem trabalha é foda, velho. Que nem eu mesmo, cara. Mal dá pra fazer os vídeos.
Unmistakable. This dark agent runs free on a mortal world with the power of the Maw itself in hand. Our realm is imperiled.
Steam no celular, meu filho. Só baixar o aplicativo da Steam.
You must return to the path.
If he had purged his life, we never would have known of this calamity. The path is flawed.
Enough! The order of the Shadowlands depends on the execution of our eternal charge. You will abandon this course.
As you command, my Archon. Uther! The time of your ascension.
Nossa, que enrolação, meu Deus do céu. Esse tá enrolado, hein?
Do you wish to see him punished?
I do.
Then prepare yourself. The moment he falls, we will claim him.
Alguém quer comprar um Nintendo 2DS? Eu tô com 3 2DS, eu tô vendendo 2, hein? Ou se alguém souber de uma troca de um 360 aí, só me falar.
Now, cast him into the maw. Return him to the darkness he served. His eternal suffering awaits.
He was my student.
Remember what he did and take your vengeance.
Not vengeance. Justice.
Pensei que nem acabar mais esse trailer do Warcraft.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed that exclusive look at Bastion. Now, we know many of you can't wait to experience Shadowlands, and our friends at Blizzard want you to know the wait is almost over.
Deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui no calendário da GamesCom para ver os horários aqui.
October 27th, it is official, and we have so much more opening night live still to go for you. Ratchet & Clank, PlayStation 5, much more. Stay tuned. All right, but now it's time for the announcement of a new universe that is coming to gaming for the first time with a project from a Canadian studio. Check this out.
Have returned. They corrupted, divided, conquered, until finally the gates of Rome were thrown open, meaning eternal.
Essas travadas não é aqui não, viu?
We will take back what
Back, I had some masked fun.
As travadas é lá no servidor deles, eu vou dar uma atualizada aqui.
Crash, of course, let's bring him out, everybody. Crash Bandicoot. What? He's where?
Pior que lá no servidor deles, eu tô olhando fazendo teste aqui em outro lugar, tá normal.
To tell us more about what we just saw, I'm joined by Lou Studdert from Toys for Bob.
Deixa eu ver se tem outro link deles aqui, peraí.
What their crash games
around Cologne, but what he was
play in Crash 4 narrative.
Yeah, so back in time to the 90s when Neo Cortex was actually testing on Crash and Coco before the events of Crash Bandicoot 1. And they're kind of these devious puzzle rooms that we've made, and they're really hard, and they're really awesome, and they're super. We can't wait to get people's hands on them.
Yeah, no, I got to play a demo of this a few weeks ago, and that was a challenge, so I can't imagine how nefarious these are. How are they going to be integrated into the game? Are they optional, like offshoot stuff, or how do you get to them?
Sure. So players actually have to collect the flashback tapes in the levels themselves. They're an object to pick up, and to actually pick them up, they have to reach them in the level without dying. It's kind of our homage to the death routes from the original trilogy. So players have to reach these objects in the level, pick them up, and then once they get them, they'll get access to these unique levels.
So beyond the pure challenge, what other fun? How are these fun for players to kind of experience, and what do they get to do in them?
Sure. So one of the things that we did was we actually used these as, like I said, puzzle rooms, really kind of fun, nefarious, devious ways for Crash to really express that pure platforming kind of aspect of gameplay that we know and love about the franchise. Narratively for us, it was really cool to layer in kind of a unique perspective to the franchise. This is the moment when Cortex is really excited about the prospect of Crash being on his team, because Crash was originally created by Cortex, and so this is a weird point in time that's never really been explored in games before.
Awesome. All right. Well, Crash 4, It's About Time looks phenomenal, Lou. We cannot wait to check it out in October. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right. Well, we will be right back after this for more Gamescom Opening Night Live.
I have become terror. The unseen predator. A rupture that obliterates without warning. Alone, the hordes of Enoch will fall before me. But together, this entire planet will fear us. The anomaly alters us, each in our own ways, yet we are drawn down the same road, into the dark heart of creation. 'Cause I feel the way you feel. Yeah, I kill the way you kill. We will find the source, whatever it holds, whatever it takes.
Welcome to the Hyperscape. Enter a contender.
Yosh, ikuzo.
Leave as a champion.
This is it.
Time to party!
Welcome to Necromunda. I can see you're new here. Let me get you up to speed. The Underhive's named well. A sprawl of humanity suffering away like ants. Deep underground where we ain't causing trouble but are rich boys and girls, no matter how loud we are. And do we ever make some noise? Every Orlok says they could shoot the tail off a lashworm and they'd splash your head from 20 paces for saying they couldn't. I don't want to say immortal, but when their armor, blood, skin, and will are of iron, it's a potent combo. Why would someone like you want to know about an all-female gang of psychopaths, drug dealers, killers, cloners, and... Oh, makes makes sense. And Escher will cut you up just for the fun of it.
Voltei. O que tá rolando de bom?
That's it. Anything smaller than them doesn't deserve to live. And they're just as happy filling you with lead as they are smashing you to pieces with a power maul. Now, mixing that whole pot together in a place like this, you can imagine what happens. Chaos, gang warfare, for wealth, for power, hell, sometimes just for fun.
Em via das dúvidas, deixa eu ver aqui.
Necromunda Under Hive Wars comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC on September 8th.
Outriders.
O futuro dos jogos, além de realidades virtuais extremamente
dignas
e realistas, eu acho que também se encontra em formas mais expressivas e absurdas, quebrando cada vez mais esses paradigmas de formato de videogame que a gente tem e sendo usado mais do que nunca como uma ferramenta de expressão artística.
I envision the future gaming to be quite bright and quite online.
The next generation of console will clearly allow AAA and indie developers to build more creative-driven games that I hope will cover more diverse subjects.
I want to play all kinds of stories about people and places, both real and imagined. I want comedy games, I want autobiographical games. I really want to see what people can do with the medium.
Pro futuro dos games, eu vejo uma evolução obviamente gráfica, mas eu vejo ainda mais evolução na inteligência artificial e na maneira com a qual a gente interage com os games, tudo em busca de experiências mais imersivas.
You know, one of the things I love about opening night is that we can show you the biggest games in the industry and also smaller titles that should be on your radar. So pay attention to this next game. It comes from a team of two in Sweden, Tuxedo Labs. Over the past 3 years, developer Dennis Gustafsson has built his own game engine to realize his vision for a fully destructible game world. What he's building has absolutely blown me away, so I asked Dennis to prepare a special trailer just for tonight. I hope you're equally inspired by the ideas in this next game. Definitely one to watch. Teardown.
O Beat apareceu aí? Eu não vi, não. Ah, o pessoal fica chamando aqui toda hora tem que parar a atenção. Eu vejo só por pedacinhos só. Pelo jeito agora é um novo Minecraft. Bom, tá mais pra Lego, né? Tá me parecendo um Minecraft com Ray Trace. Nossa, aconteceu ali, o cara meteu fogo na cidade e fugiu de barco.
Last year at Opening Night Live, we announced Little Nightmares 2 to the world. Well, the team at Tarsier Studios hasn't shown anything since.
Nightmares.
Right now. Here is a first look at the gameplay of Little Nightmares 2, which is coming next February, with more to come throughout the week at Gamescom, including a live demo on Gamescom Studio tomorrow.
Bandai pode vir alguma coisa boa.
Nice. All right, thank you.
Ou será que não? Ah, é o Nightmares agora. E qual que é o nome do outro?
I'm WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler, and I'm reuniting with my old buddy Mauro Ranallo to bring you all the over-the-top action in WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Mamma mia! This is great! This arcade-style video game is over-the-top outrageous, with over 70 WWE superstars and legends brawling it out like never before! Oh no! Hold on to your toupee, Mauro! Look out below!
Tava vendo aqui, a live vai durar 2 horas, essa apresentação, depois já vai emendar com mais 1 hora. E depois mais uma, praticamente são 1, 2, 3, 4 horas e meia de live.
It's a great evening for WWE action. Oh wow! Take that, Mauro! Man, it's so good to see the Bella Twins at their best. Now, let's keep this party rolling with another matchup. Oh, look out, Mauro! The Undertaker has risen.
Pelo que tá escrito aqui, vai ser 4 horas e meia aí de GamesCom esse início aí.
Finish him! Oh no! He just hit the snooze button. How do you lose like that? What's the matter with you legends? This is just an example of the pandemonium that you're gonna
É o tempo para depois começar a oficial, né? O evento oficial lá.
What a night. What a night. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Pre-order WWE 2K Battlegrounds today and brawl without limits. Mamma mia! Oh, sorry, Mauro. I know that's your line.
Aqui no site aqui tá contando 3 horas e meia, falta para o início da Gamescom oficial. Então falta mais 3 horas e meia de evento ainda de live.
The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you. What do you say?
I'm the perfect shot.
The winner of the Best Action Game is Star Wars Squadrons.
Think you can escape?
This is gonna be close. The winner of Best Multiplayer Game is Operation Tango.
Operation Tango.
Pior que é tudo isso mesmo. Tá ali no cronograma deles ali. 4 horas e meia de live dessa apresentação aqui, para depois começar o evento oficial lá, presencial lá. E como já foi 1 hora e meia, o tempo correndo lá, tá faltando 3 horas lá, 3 horas e meia para começar, isso mesmo.
Did not believe what I had witnessed. It was time for the world to learn my name.
Congratulations to all the winners! As I mentioned, IGN will be here for all of Gamescom with great shows and new ways for you to get all your gaming news. Check it out.
Gamescom 2020 is the heart of gaming, and you can keep to the beat right here on IGN. We've turned the single biggest show in gaming into 5. Gamescom Now is your virtual show floor with up to the second live coverage. Gamescom Daily Show, Gamescom's first ever late night talk show, our Gamescom Awesome Indies show, the freshest deep cuts in indie gaming, and finally the Gamescom Best of Show, including
Cara, eu tenho que terminar o Battletoad lá. Zerei ele no mais difícil hoje. Agora falta a conquista de colecionáveis para me terminar 100%. Aí tem o Time Wine que começa hoje, né, à noite. Rapaz, tem jogo pra cacete só esse mês, hein?
We've missed those. In Squadrons, you'll suit up and fly for both the New Republic and the Galactic Empire across intense 5v5 multiplayer battles, as well as an all-new, authentic single-player story set after the events of Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Today, we'll get a glimpse at what Squadron's story has to offer by taking a brief look at one of the single-player missions featuring some light narration by the Motive team. Let's check.
We all choose our path, light or dark, freedom or destruction. The Empire chose to destroy Alderaan in order to spread fear and douse the fires of rebellion. But the heroic pilots of the Rebel
Tá aí jogo do Star Wars que eu não me interessei muito. Eu queria jogar aquele Jedi.
It was their bravery that ended Palpatine's reign and brought about our new republic. However, the Empire lives on, shattered though it may be. As I speak, Imperial forces are edging toward the Bormia sector, hoping to end our new republic before we find our footing. As their empire collapses, they try to tighten their grip. But the galaxy is changing, and you can be a part of it. With the help of brave and daring pilots, this war can end. Make a choice. Fly with the New Republic. Change our galaxy for the better.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Hunka, narrative producer on Star Wars Squadrons. Our single-player story is one of daring pilots and deep-seated rivalries.
Take Titan Squadron. Hunt down this Starhawk and eliminate it.
Gladly, Admiral Sloan.
Over the course of the story, you'll fly as 2 pilots on opposite sides of the war. And, like all modes in Star Wars Squadrons, you'll have the option to experience every mission fully
Enquanto tá rolando esse trailer aí, tô dando uma olhada aqui, ver se tá tendo alguma notícia nova. Tá sabendo de alguma coisa já, Otto? Novidades? Não. Porque eu não tô conseguindo ver o WhatsApp que eu tô usando aí pra poder falar na live, né? Pelo Skype.
Your mission is to extract her from an orbital outpost above Hosnian Prime. Behind enemy lines, you'll have to eliminate perimeter defenses. The outpost is defenseless. When you've secured the area, you will escort the Gladius to the outpost, and our extraction team will acquire Agent Thorn. Once Thorn is secure, reach your Gozanti cruisers and return to the Overseer.
Cover our escape and escort us to the jump point.
We have Republic corvettes inbound. Move, Titan!
Ladies, change course and keep Agent Thorn safe. Titan 3, take out those fighters.
Understood. I'll handle it.
You have my thanks, Titan Squadron.
No time to celebrate. Move on.
Go, go, go!
Each mission will immerse you into the escalating conflict between the New Republic and a shattered empire. Debrief with your squad mates between missions.
You're our new wingmate.
Customize and master all 8 starfighters and join the galaxy's finest.
I need you focused and ready to go.
From bombing runs at the Nadiri dockyards to setting a trap in the Xavian abyss, the story of these rival squadrons will push the war to the brink and define
O
the
BRKS. Nossa, o BRKS do tá lá na Gamescom, né?
That is not all EA has to share from a galaxy far, far away today. At Star Wars Galaxy Edge, you can enter the world of Batuu, where you can visit Oga's Cantina or jump into the Millennium Falcon on a run to Smuggler's Cove. It was this incredible adventure at Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort that inspired The Sims' latest game pack. Check this out.
Nossa, lá vem um Star Wars. Nossa, eu pensei que ia ser da Disney. The Sims.
One genie. Shoe pasa Mob shoot koi
Nirma, Wegrin.
You sim.
Só jogo merda até agora, hein? Nada que interessa muito, senão.
There is even more Star Wars to come later in the show. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga is up, and as we move into our second hour, we've got Fall Guys Season 2 still to come, the reveal of that, which I can't wait for you guys to see. And of course, a gameplay demo of Ratchet
Será que sai algum War Premiere que enche os olhos de água mesmo hoje?
You might remember
Pelo
this
menos
next game from
já tava
Annapurna
bom, né?
Interactive from last year's Microsoft E3 event. And today, I'm excited to share a new announcement from the team. This interactive thriller about a man stuck in a time loop is one of this year's most intriguing indie titles, and now they've added an absolutely all-star cast to the game. Here's a whole new look at 12 minutes.
All right, close your eyes. I want you to think of a flower. Look at its colors, its now I want you
Aquele jogo que a Microsoft anunciou agora. É, do Suitão lá, eu lembro, cara. É, mas vamos ver, né? Esperamos que sim. Apesar que eu já dispus do meu já. Nem tô mais ligando pra Nintendo, não. Roda tudo no PC, ainda melhor.
May you be free from fear. May you know peace and joy.
That's going to be a really special indie game. So glad to announce that here on the show. Now, last year at the Game Awards, we announced Godfall, a new looter shooter coming to PlayStation 5
Rapaz,
and PC
só os mesmos jogos, velho. Quem já viu, né? Já estão cansados de ver esses jogos já. Tem que mostrar alguma coisa diferente aí. Agora veio o Godfall ainda. O jogo que vai rodar no PC melhor. Nossa, o cara tá lutando com uma Vespa, ou uma Joaninha, uma Baitolinha, sei lá.
We have much more ONL to come. Exclusive looks at Lego Star Wars,
exclusividade do console é temporário pra ele?
Fall Guys Season 2.
Parece que eu tinha visto que não.
Wait until you see what the Mediatonic guys are up to, and so much more. But first, I'm sure you saw that earlier this week, Heart of Deimos, Warframe's
então já era. Nem preciso me preocupar então, não. Nem vou jogar no PC.
And today, it's also on Switch, all platforms. Here's a look at the Heart of Deimos.
Pegou chegar no Game Pass ainda.
Tear the veil of
Graças a Deus eu tenho Game Pass até 2022.
To our sovereign will. But that was what it wanted too. It raged unchecked through metal, bone, flesh. Life. We are infested with it.
Parece um novo Destiny.
Visitors?
Bem estilo ele, né?
Now, the gateway is failing. The jaws close.
Warframe é legal, cara. Eu joguei ele. Muito bom.
The final heartbeat approaches.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
But before we fall, we
Rapaz, trabalho come muito tempo. Quase não dá tempo de fazer vídeo, cara. Por isso que o pessoal tem que... Fala que vai mexer com youtuber, tem que viver de youtuber mesmo, porque... Ah, é foda, hein?
So many people have been discovering or rediscovering video games during lockdown, whether it be older people or bored teenagers or middle-aged parents who suddenly find they have to do something together with their kids. And I think I've given out more advice about video games in 2020 than any other time ever. And as a result, it's more important than ever that we keep making different, interesting things for folk to play.
A pandemia pela qual a gente está passando tem sido um período difícil a todos.
Falando
então,
nele,
nesse momento eu acho que a gente precisa lembrar de mostrar mais empatia, demonstrar mais amor, mais carinho e saber que a gente vai sair dessa juntos. Vai ser difícil, mas isso tudo vai passar.
I hope everybody gets healthy and safely through this coronavirus time. Care about other people and wear your masks.
Jogos são, na minha opinião pessoal, a forma de arte mais incrível de se expressar. Eles englobam tudo: música, arte, escrita, e você tem a chance de controlar e vivenciar essas experiências você mesmo. É mágico, é maravilhoso. Jogos são por amor.
Acabou de sair a notícia que o PlayStation 5 de 2 teras foi anunciado no varejo na Alemanha por $1.150. Só isso.
Watch you stepping, them snakes all around, you know they connected. When I was a kid, my grandmama told me I can't go to heaven, so I stopped praying and asking for blessings and started preparing for my Armageddon. Got nothing to lose, I'm all in. Walking the edge, don't fall in. Enough of the lies, don't apologize. I don't understand, are you foreign? This is the place, this is the site. Grab all your people and log in. I'm waiting, don't care how long it's gonna take. Watching and waiting for that first mistake. Don't come up missing, just checking the list. I'm always aware of your current position. I just hold on to the perfect conditions. Coming alive. Heat of the night. Now is the time. Coming alive. Heat of the night.
Eu tenho isso aí, o 1, rapaz. Pensa que um jogo chato pra cacete isso aí.
All right, guys, we're back officially into hour 2. We've got an hour more of great stuff to show you. Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Stasis, you're going to see a brand new look at that. Fall Guys Season 2 and Ratchet & Clank for PlayStation 5 and so much more across the next hour. Opening Night Live continues, and it just is the start of Gamescom
Cara,
2020.
tava olhando aqui, mais
Right now, on
$1.150
September 25th, Mafia
num de
Definitive
2
Edition
tera,
launches, a comprehensive built from
sabendo
the
que o
ground up remake of the
de
original
1
Mafia.
tera, na verdade,
Tonight, we've
não
got
é
the
1
exclusive
tera,
debut
é
of the next
800,
trailer
que vai
called A
consumir
Life Before War
150
Too Late to
GB, que vai
Ignore,
virar
which
600,
deals with Tommy's
praticamente
induction
500
in the
GB só.
Salieri crime family.
PS5, misericórdia, hein?
All these guys.
E lembrando que quem põe um HD externo não vai rodar na mesma velocidade do que o que está no HD normal dele, né? Tem mais essa ainda. Já o Xbox ele tem uma alternativa que é a entradinha de mais um HD externo, né? Que é HD ultra rápido dele. Cara, eu ganhei esse jogo aí.
One day you're busting your back doing an honest day's work in a city that's been trying to scrape you off its heels since the day you stepped off the boat. And the next you're stuffing your pockets full of Salieri's dirty money.
Go get him, Tommy!
Teach these boys a lesson. Break every bone in their bodies.
You want me to become one of those Wall Street boys?
Don't sass me, Tommy. I'm trying to teach you the ropes, so you don't get strangled by them.
Now you stay straight with me, you're gonna be living the high life, Tom. You abuse my trust.
Don Salieri, you won't ever need to worry about me.
Okay, then.
Play. Cara, eu ganhei o Mafia, o Definitive, com a trilogia, os 3. Já baixei o 2 e o 3, vou jogar eles. Só que primeiro eu vou jogar os que vão entrar no Game Pass agora, porque esse aqui é meu, né? Então, depois eu jogo eles. E já ganhei dentro do 1 também junto já, só que o 1 só vai dar pra baixar assim que tiver pré-download liberado.
Check this out.
Parece Titanfall.
Next spring, get ready to experience memorable moments and non-stop action from all 9 Star Wars films in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. The entire series has been reimagined with new fun-filled LEGO humor, and now we've got your first look at the gameplay trailer.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
Leguinho agora, esse tipo de Lego assim eu gosto. Brincar com meu menino, velho, divertido. Nós estamos brincando aqueles vilões lá. Fica de olho aí, Otto. Eu vou ter que reinstalar um programa ali no financeiro, eu já volto.
Our last hope.
No, there is another.
I'm from the Resistance. Your sister Leia sent me. We need your help.
Force will be with you, always.
Punch it! Not him, the Falcon.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So be it, Jedi.
Huh?
Man, Lego Star Wars looks so fun, coming to next gen as well. All right, we'll be right back with more world premieres from huge new games like Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, Medal of Honor, Above and Beyond, and Destiny 2. But before that, here's a look at a game that is launching tonight on Nintendo Switch and Steam. It's called Struggling from Frontier, a fun physics-based platformer where up to 2 players control Troy, our fleshy hero. Check this out, and remember, you can play this tonight.
Ô, Lego em 4K, foda, velho. Lego no rabo do pimposo.
We're near Little Hope. Did you hear that?
What more proof is needed that the devil walks among us in Little Hope?
gotta say, the game that I've given the most hours to, that I love going back to, is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I have to say, since Origins came out, this new reboot of Assassin's Creed, so to speak, that was my first time getting into it, and I have put almost 400 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
At the moment, I enjoy to play Fall Guys with my friends. It's very funny, easy to learn, but hard to master.
I have a few games that I binge play, games that I return to every year. Halo, the entire Master Chief Collection, is really a big one for me where that's concerned. But I also still just casually binge Animal Crossing, and I've been doing that basically all year.
I haven't put down Animal Crossing since I downloaded it. I find the daily repetitive rhythm so soothing and predictable. Although, much like my house, my island is still a complete tip.
Up next, we have the award for Best Microsoft Xbox Game. And the winner is Tell Me Why. Congratulations to Don't Nod Entertainment. Well, after a big day of Gamescom events and announcements, you'll be happy to know that IGN is going to help you digest all that info with Gamescom Daily Show, where you can get all the daily highlights and a late night show experience from gamers for gamers. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Sid. And by the way, congratulations to Don't Nod for Tell Me Why, a really important game that is out now that you can play on Xbox and Game Pass. And as we know, there's a lot going on in the world, and that goes beyond the pandemic. Between social conflicts we're seeing in the news and acts of nature, we can see how vulnerable we as people can sometimes be. And now I think it's as important time as ever to remember to come together and support one another. We are a global gaming community. There are millions of people watching tonight, and I know we're all here because we love games, and we know that games are good in the world and can bring us together, and I think we've all felt that in 2020.
Voltei, tem alguma coisa boa aí? Apareceu alguma coisa decente?
All right, well, one way as a community we can come together to do some good is the Gamescom Forest. Gamescom has launched a reforestation project by planting a Gamescom forest together with the community. Gamers worldwide can go to gamescom.global and donate to plant more trees. So let's plant a forest together. All right, well, now we're going to move on to another game, and this one was announced back in May. Chorus is a dark space combat shooter where players take control of Nara on a quest to destroy the dark cult that created her, featuring rich, ray-traced 4K 60 FPS environments on next-gen hardware. Here is the first look at gameplay from Chorus.
You have broken my heart. For your betrayal, you will be broken.
How many crowns have you won? If one game has defined the summer of 2020, it absolutely is Fall Guys from Mediatonic in London and Devolver. This game is setting records and putting a much-needed smile on everyone's face. Fall Guys, I think, represents our industry at its absolute best. Well, soon the Fall Guys experience will evolve with Season 2. There's a lot of new stuff coming, and tonight, Mediatonic is about to give you an exclusive sneak peek at what's next. Get ready. I think the internet is about to freak out. Here it is, Fall Guys Season 2.
Hey, I'm Joe. I'm the lead game designer on Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, and I just want to reach out and say thank you to everyone who's been playing and enjoying the game so far. As a team, we've been looking at all the fan arts, the memes, and the montages that people have been posting online, and the response to the game has really blown us away. Today, we just wanted to give everyone their first sneak peek at the rounds and the costumes that they can be enjoying as part of Fall Guys Season 2. Season 2, you'll be dressing your Fall Guy as a medieval hero and competing across brand new rounds inspired by epic quests from the Middle Ages. Traverse giant drawbridges, dodge swinging axes, and scale movable siege ramps in the quest for ultimate game show glory. Enjoyed the sneak peek of Fall Guys Season 2. We're still adding the finishing touches to development, but if you want to stay up to date, then at Fall Guys Game on Twitter is where you want to be. See you on the start line.
My father has Colorado in the palm of his hand, and he's afraid to close his fist. I am not.
His truth is marching on.
Liberty's got more brains and cunning than both her brothers put together. She's the only one who could actually run Colorado. She's already tried once.
Vic's a depraved child, and Val's a brain without a spine. The years my father wasted grooming them for glory when I was right there. Back to Arizona, Rangers, and I'll pretend none of this happened. Stay, and you die alone.
I really haven't found any new appreciation for gaming at this time, because my appreciation for gaming before couldn't be higher.
Com certeza, jogos multiplayer preenchem completamente a conexão social que eu preciso ter com outras pessoas nesses tempos de isolamento, e é o mais próximo que a gente pode ter de experiências reais com pessoas que estão longe da gente.
You get to travel all over the world in games, which is something I've always taken for granted. At the moment I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima, and you know, I kind of prefer it to the real Japan just because I've heard that in real life they don't let you run around with katanas.
I appreciate games a lot more than films, music, or whatever, and it's just fine for me to have the time to play with friends or even with my family, to have a lot of fun.
I've been mostly at home with small children, and gaming is the only thing that I get to do for myself anymore. I find it's not only an escape, it's also a way to challenge my brain.
Gaming is becoming
Voltei de novo. Nada de bom ainda? Tô jogando Game Boy, mano. Você vê, hein? Eu tinha um desse aí, hein?
Yes, it's definitely an incredible time now to be a gamer, yes.
Hey everyone, I'm Vince Sampella, head of Respawn Entertainment. When we set out to create Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, we knew we wanted to bring the series back to its roots. The Medal of Honor franchise is known for its powerful and exciting single-player stories that put the player in the boots of a soldier who was there. It's a series that is grounded in history, which tells emotionally authentic stories. Peter Hirschman, who directed the original Medal of Honor in 1999, is back at the helm of this project.
Pelo que eu tô vendo, vai ser evento só de enrolação, então.
Peter and I actually worked together on Medal of Honor Allied Assault in 2002, and I'm really happy he's joined us at Respawn to craft a completely new experience in VR. The team is creating a riveting and emotional journey through World War II like you've never seen or played.
Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition tá na Steam agora.
Survivors of the war through powerful interviews that help set the stage for what players will experience. It's more than just a game. And we could not be more excited to show the world the next look at Medal of Honor Above and Beyond and the game's action-packed story. Let's take a look.
It's the first time some of you will see combat.
Porra, parece Battlefield?
I know you're scared.
Ou aquele Call of Duty antigo. Mas tô com um cara de BF.
I'm scared too.
Vai lá, vai lá, vai lá. Ó, yay. Respawn. Opa, BF.
Welcome to France, gentlemen. I lead the local resistance cell. Something big is happening inside Gestapo headquarters, and we don't know what it is.
We're gonna have to improvise here.
Members of the resistance are perhaps the bravest people fighting in this war. But you really should stop. There is no future in it.
Sorry to interrupt, Lieutenant. Be a wild ride, but we'll get you there.
Jet fighters, brace yourselves.
Like I said, boom.
There are things as people I'm willing to sacrifice myself for.
Somehow, this motley crew has been tasked with saving civilization.
Medal of Honor.
God help us all.
Muito bom o jogo, mas parece que é pra VR. É, parece não é de VR.
Thank you so much, Vince. That looks incredible. And now we're here with Respawn Entertainment's Peter Hirschman, game director on Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, to talk more about their new VR experience. Peter, I got to say, the trailer really grabbed me. Such an incredible story that you're telling to. Tell us a bit about this single-player experience. What can we expect?
Well, Jeff, thank you for having us on the show. I'm representing a whole team back at Respawn that's been working really hard on this, and it's so exciting to premiere the trailer with you. Medal, going back to its roots, was always about putting the player in the boots of a soldier fighting in World War II. And with VR, we're able to do that in almost a literal way. It's definitely the most immersive experience, most immersive combat experience I've ever been able to work on. And the story follows you as a player being recruited into the Office of Strategic Services, commonly known as the OSS. And their mission was sabotage, espionage, search and rescue, everything in between. You name it, they did it. And they're known by a different set of initials now, the CIA. But during World War II, they sent operatives all over Europe, deep behind enemy lines. And that allows us to tell a story where you get to go to these places and locations and participate in events that really helped shape the outcome of the war.
One of the things I love about the trailer is you can tell there's a lot of interactivity in the environment, emergent game player. You got the piano and other things in there. Tell us a bit about how you're using that to tell the story. It seems like it's all kind of through a first-person perspective, but there are some story sequences. How do you tell the story?
Oh, well, we shot over 120 pages of narrative, which is more than some feature films. We had a huge international cast of phenomenal actors. And it was fantastic. And the story follows a classic three-act structure. Act one is working with the French resistance, getting ready for the invasion. Act two is D-Day itself and the fight to get to Berlin. And then the third act is dealing with the Nazi secret weapon program, which involved things like the 262 jet and the V2 rocket and things that could have really turned the tide of the war if we hadn't stopped them. So you get to go on this journey, this story. And the story is shot all from your perspective. Because it's VR, your head is the camera. We don't have cutscenes. We don't have edits. everything revolves around your perspective. So you experience this story completely in first person as if you are there. So it creates a much more intimate and emotional connection with the characters and the things going on around you. It was an incredible way to shoot. One of our animators stood in for the player throughout the 3 weeks that we were on stage. And all the actors are always reacting and talking to you directly. And in VR, it's such a powerful thing. It's all about building that emotional connection, and it just makes the experience all the more authentic.
Well, you and Vince, I know this series is really close to your heart, and I'm like, wow, there's so much there to experience. It looks really rich and detailed, obviously authentic as well. Paying tribute to everyone that was involved in the war. I wanted to ask you also about multiplayer, which is something that Respawn is really known for, and you've had a great single player experience, but I hear you might also be doing MP too?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the thing about VR is that, I've spent we've known each other a long time. So much of your career trying to map natural human movements to a controller, and just figuring out things like making feel good. And one of the hardest ones is leaning. And in VR, you know how you duck? You just duck. And how you lean in VR, you just lean. And so the ability to lean around a corner, just kind of peek around the corner and see where the bad guy is just, it heightens the tension so much. It makes it feel all the more real. And when you put that into a multiplayer experience, it just raises it to a whole nother level. So we are shipping, in addition to the campaign, we are shipping a full suite of VR modes, including a few that you can only do in VR. And we're really excited about people playing those, after it comes out.
Wow. Well, definitely a full-blown VR experience. I got to say, I'm really excited to put the headset on and try this. And it's coming out later this year, right?
Coming out holiday. So, yeah, fasten your seatbelts. We are so excited to bring it to players. We've been working on it a long time. Like you mentioned, it's a passion project for Vince and I and everyone at Respawn. It's a wonderful full circle experience for a lot of us that started our careers working on those original set, going back first one and Allied Assault, and now to be able to bring Above and Beyond to a whole new generation is one of the most exciting things we've been involved with.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Peter. Opening Night Live will be right back. And in the meantime, here's a look at a new game that is launching tonight.
The world was broken, fractured by the magic the Vow Keepers said they would protect us from. Spellstorms still rage across the ruins of the Hollowlands. This is proof, they said. It isn't safe. It can't be controlled. Magic cannot be used. But I am a battle mage. I have broken my vow, and now I fight to break free.
So many great games in Xbox Game Pass, and many of tonight's games are in it as well. Every year at Gamescom, we like to highlight some incredible games made in Germany. And tonight, we have a special announcement about one of the most legendary German games of all time, created by Factor 5. Enjoy.
最初タリカンの音楽を聴いた時に曲が素晴らしいだけじゃなくてアミガのサウンドそのものも素晴らしいと思いましたね。日本じゃ本当に聴いたことがなかった音楽でした。
Factor 5 was so far ahead of the curve, and each of their games pushed game technology as far as possible. I'd say they're one of the greatest indie developers of all time.
サウンドはすごいわ、グラフィックは綺麗だわ、ゲームプレイも滑らかで満足いくものだわで、本当にすごかった。今回タリカンのコレクションが出るってことをとても嬉しく思っているし、これはまた当時みたいにみんなに見せて歩きたいなと思っています。
This was the first game that allowed me to completely fulfill my musical vision. It defined my career and the fans have been there ever since. To this day, it's one of my proudest works.
In June, Bungie revealed
Salve,
a new
mano,
era of
bem-vindo aí.
Destiny 2 that
Tranquilo?
starts on November 10th with Beyond Light. For the first time ever,
Tchauzinho,
Guardians
tá
will
bem
add a
devagar.
new elemental power to their arsenal, the dark power of Stasis. With Stasis, players will take on the powers of darkness to control and dominate the battle. Here's an all-new look at Stasis from Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
The floodgates are open. The darkness is here. As you step away from the light, we need only look inward. Focus your power. Let it grow. Our fight is far from over.
Ô, louco. Discord do Xbox? É nova. Sabia que mandava por lá, não. O pessoal tá tudo só de dói, porque o show tá bem devagarzinho. Começou às 2 horas, até agora tá marcado por mais 1 hora ainda.
Let them come. This is their fate. One after another.
Então, mas eu não sabia que o Discord mandava assim, não.
One more award to give out tonight, and that is Best Sony PlayStation Game. So, without further ado, the winner
Não, é um pré-show. Um pré-show de 4 horas e meia. O show oficial começa daqui, deixa eu ver aqui como tá programado. Daqui 2 horas ainda. 2 horas e meia.
User voting, where you can vote for your favorite streamer, Gamescom's Most Wanted, and Best of Gamescom. The winners will be revealed at Gamescom Best of Show, along with cool cosplayers, esports, and more. So tune in on Sunday, August 30th at 8 p.m. Central European Time to see the grand finale of this year's Gamescom, where we give gamers the stage. That's it for me tonight. But before I turn it back to Jeff, I just want to say that I hope everyone out there is staying safe and healthy. We're all in this together, so take care. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Sydney. It's great to have you on the show again this year. A lot of people have been wondering, what will the next generation of gaming feel like? How will it be different? What is that generational difference? Well, back in June, we saw an announcement of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart from Insomniac Games, a title which uses the power of PlayStation 5, the SSD hard drive, and the DualSense controller to create an experience that Insomniac says is only possible on brand new hardware. Well, now it's time for you to decide if you see the difference. Here's extended, uninterrupted demo of live PlayStation 5 gameplay.
Joguinho
Ratchet
bacana, eu
Clank
gostava dele.
Rift Apart. Enjoy.
Oh no! We're back. And not far from where we last saw. We may still have time to put a stop to this.
Hey, I think I found the bomb bags!
Oh dear. Let's show them how it's done.
All right, bringing out the big guns. Feels good to be back in action. Last one. The train's pulling away. Let's go.
Now I definitely gotta miss my train!
Ratchet and Clank, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Put down the Dimensionator, Nefarious.
Put down the Dimensionator. Yeah, right. Hey, finally be free of the both of you. Soon, everything you see will be mine. Say goodbye.
Was that?
This device seems to utilize reality.
Shot! There has to be another way across.
The rifts appeared to your device. Try.
Caralho, que travamento, não foi aqui não, viu? Tava olhando aqui, não foi que internet aqui não, foi lá.
That was rather exciting. This is worse than I had imagined. Everyone look! It's Ratchet and Clank! Sand sharks from above.
My heroes!
kraken? Or at least a very large octopus. I will never get used to that.
Hey, at least we're on the same planet this time. Nefarious is on the other side of that building. Let's get moving before he does anything else to break reality.
Did Dr. Nefarious really resurface after all these just to try and take over the universe again?
Yeah, I kind of wish he was doing a worse job.
He must have more planned than he is telling us.
That's what I'm afraid of. Can't wait to see what's new. More butts? That's all of them. We have to get the Dimensionator away from Nefarious.
The dimensions are weakening considerably.
How bad is it?
Well, it is certainly not good.
Great! Beats me.
We've been boarded! Get off me!
Clank!
Ratchet, we are too late. Ratchet?
Who?
PlayStation.
There you have it, Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, and now I am joined by Marcus Smith and Mike Daly from Insomniac Games. Guys, it was so great to see that long, uninterrupted of Rift Apart, and I have so many questions. It's amazing to see what you're doing with the power of PS5 and the SSD. Let me ask you first, Marcus, what are you able to do with Rift Apart that you haven't been able to do before in a Ratchet game because of the power of PS5?
I mean, first and foremost, it's just pure horsepower. Enables us to fill our worlds with the kind of density and life that we've never been able before. More important, perhaps, though, is the dimensional shifting that we have going on, which uses the SSD that allows us to fling the player from planet to planet to planet, lightning fast, like in way faster than anything we've ever been able to do before.
Yeah. The Rift tether, that in demo, we had seen some of that in the trailer. So that's all actual gameplay. Mike, I'm curious, like how does that work as you kind of play through the game? Are there certain moments and levels where you can jump, or how do you play through that?
In the game, there is dimensional damage spread throughout the galaxy that Ratchet and Clank have to find a way to fix. And you can find these weak points in space-time that you can pull to you with your Rift tether. It's like being able to lasso a portal. And that enables you to basically like warp across the world to find new places to discover or gain a tactical advantage.
Wow. I got to say, like, when you sit and you imagine the jumping from multiple worlds at instantaneously almost, and it sounds like there's no load screens throughout the entire game.
That's right. We're going seamless.
That's right. Yep.
Wow. All right. You bite. So confident, both of you say it. I like it. Now, let me ask you about DualSense. That's something that is a big part of PS5. I've had a chance to hands on with the controller, with the adaptive triggers and the haptics. How are you using that to sort of impact the gameplay of Rift Apart?
So every Ratchet and Clank game is a powerful arsenal of weapons that just exude a ton of personality. And the DualSense is sort of like, it feels like it was made for Ratchet and Clank, just because the haptics give us a whole new layer for the weapons to express themselves. So for example, your burst pistol, of course it gives you like a satisfying click or kick with every bullet. But when you throw the shatter bomb, you can actually feel the energy pulsing off the grenade fade away as it gets further apart from you. Basically, the haptics are expressive enough that every weapon feels different and you can tell what you're holding. But of course, the adaptive trigger, like that to a functional level, where in addition to the trigger pull feeling unique, we can actually use that as a super intuitive way to add alternate functions to the weapons. So in the demo, we've got the Enforcer, which is a double shotgun. You can pull the trigger way down until you hit resistance to fire a single barrel. And then whenever you feel like it's the right time, pull it the rest of the way for a double shot. So you might be swarmed by a bunch of little enemies. You only want to waste one shot on them, and then wait a minute for even more to swarm in before finishing them off. But a big guy, you probably want to just give both barrels to right away. So there's a nice intuitive way of basically raising the skill ceiling and giving you more ways better.
Wow. No, I'm excited to see how you guys are going to roll that out across what I'm sure are an insane, group of weapons as always. Plus, Marcus, tell us a bit about this game. I think some fans have wondered, does this tie into the movie plot line, the game plot line? Like, how it would tell us in the Ratchet verse where this sits.
Well, canonically, this is an extension of Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus, the 2013 game, but standalone adventure. So it's one that, even if you've never played a Ratchet and Clank game, you can get into it and you'll understand it. And for hardcore fans, we have a lot of nods. You're gonna see a lot of returning characters and planets, and all through a whole new light of multiple dimensionality.
Yeah, no, this Rift Tether thing I think looks really exciting. And how often, like, is that something we saw in the demo? Is that something you're going to see like frequently in the game? Are there special moments? Like, I guess I'm curious, like, how often you use that technique for gameplay.
So the Rift Tether has created these anomalies all throughout the galaxy. You'll encounter those. There's even a few more types of dimensional damage you'll encounter that we haven't shown yet.
Okay.
Now, being pulled between worlds, that's localized to chasing after Dr. Nefarious in the demo. And that's sort of reserved for special moments when you really have to, when the dimensional damage really tears wide open.
Well, I got to say, it's incredible. And then at the end, we got another tease of this female Lombax. I know you guys have confirmed she is playable in parts of the game. I think everyone wants to know, though, do we have a name for her?
I mean, the world is more interesting with mysteries, and we're going to have to keep this one a little.
Do we get a number of letters in her name or anything?
Too many smart people on the internet. They'll figure it out right away.
She's not named Abby, though, right? All right, well, we'll have to wait and see what you guys have in store for us. I got to say, I mean, it looks incredible. The Ratchet games are always so much fun, and as you said, of the power of SSD and the DualSense all coming together, it looks really exciting. Before we go, though, I think everyone around the world wants to know when we're going to get to play this game. Anything you can share with us on where you're at in development right now?
Mike?
Mike?
So Ratchet is coming out in the PS5 launch window. So we haven't announced a specific release date yet, so stay tuned for that.
What kind of window? Is it big window? So no, I'm just kidding. All right, that's all we're going to get, I'm sure. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart coming in the launch window for PlayStation 5. I got to say, Insomniac, we're so excited what you guys are doing across PlayStation, and the game looks incredible. So thank you so much for all you've done, and we look forward to Rift Apart soon.
Thanks, Jeff. Take care.
All right, Marcus and Mike from Insomniac, thanks for showing us that first look at Ratchet & Clank PlayStation 5. And that's going to do it for opening night. Thank you so much for watching from around the world, and make sure to stay tuned all weekend for more live Gamescom coverage at gamescom.global. As for us, we'll see you later this year for the Game Awards 2020. Our team is hard at work to build a very special live show for you coming in December. We'll see you then. Good night.
Night live post show. I'm your host, Damon Hatfield. Before we get started, just a reminder to head to www.gamescom.global to see all the newest games content, check out the full schedule so you don't miss a thing, and sign up for an account to personalize your Gamescom experience. You can also check out all the streams and videos on Gamescom's official Twitch and YouTube, and stay in touch via TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Joining me now to discuss everything that was revealed during Opening Night Live, please welcome IGN's Miranda Sanchez, and from Webedia, Sebastian Osowski and Michael Obermeyer, joining us from thousands of miles away in Germany. What a time to be alive. Lady and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today.
How are you doing?
Doing great.
Hey, everyone.
Just saw a lot of very cool looking games. Let's begin with one of the biggest games that was on the show, a PlayStation 5 exclusive, which we know is coming somewhere in the launch window of the PS5. Ratchet & Clank, A Rift Apart. We got to see an extended demo today. Lots of footage that was in the reveal that we saw earlier in the summer, but this was a nice, big, long, uninterrupted gameplay clip. Miranda, how are you feeling about this one?
I'm actually very excited. I've never played a Ratchet & Clank game. It's never really super appealed to me, but the sheer impressive animations and like the particles and just like the overall presentation of this game really has me drawn in. I think this is the game that I'm like, wow, this is the next generation of games. Like, this is what they're going to look like, and there's the potential here that is super exciting. I think especially, again, I touched on the animations, but if you really pay attention throughout this entire gameplay trailer, like the animations of the enemies or even just like the people running around, and especially the animations that you get during the actual Rift tethering is so cool.
Yeah, I agree. This is a game that to me is actually looking like something next gen. Michael, were you impressed with the gameplay demo? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Seb, how about you?
I mean, at the beginning of the demo, I thought, well, what do they need hardware for? The new hardware is not necessarily needed here. But then when the demo progressed and we went through these portals, I was like, okay, wow, yeah, this is a PS5 game.
Yeah, the portal switching, I guess rifting, that looks very, very cool. And there's also just really big, gigantic set pieces happening all around you. And of course, at least in the demo that we saw today, there's no breaks in the action, no loading times. The developers are claiming that you can play through the whole game without the gameplay ever being stopped, ever having to wait for load times. Of course, that sort of remains to be seen until we get the game into our hands, but the promise of that is definitely very exciting. Miranda, would you agree?
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at next gen, you're like, okay, well, what could they possibly do besides like better graphics? We want better frame rates. We want that 4K. Those are like all the checks in the box, right? And next, like the big thing that everyone is looking to are those loading times, like looking at that speed, like how seamless of a game can you give us? And them touting this at the very forefront, at the very beginning of this generation, this next generation, is very exciting because, you know, this is only the start, right? And we always look at every console generation and see how much they evolve over time. So this is the beginning. It's very exciting.
Yeah, we are still, of course, waiting on the actual release date for the PlayStation 5, but Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is coming within the release window, they say. Michael, what does that mean to you? Like, do you think we could still get this game before the end of 2020, or do you think maybe like the first quarter of 2021?
I mean, they need a strong lineup to sell the console, so actually bringing this out when the PlayStation 5 launches will be very important for them. So my hopes are that it's out before the end of 2020, but maybe we have to wait until spring 2021.
Yeah, it's unclear how big the launch window is that Sony is considering.
Yeah.
But let's move on to a big game that actually is coming this year and does have a release date. It's Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. We know this one is coming out on November 13th. Seb, you're excited for this one?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Cold War era is something that I was always excited about in school, and we live in Germany here, so we were very close to the wall. I'm from eastern part of Germany, so I basically live behind the curtain. So seeing this game tackling this era is very, very close to my heart.
Miranda, I know you play a lot of Call of Duty. Are you excited for Cold War?
Yes, as I have posted for once, this is the first time I'm actually excited about a Call of Duty campaign. I'm a multiplayer person. Every time I get Call of Duty, I usually jump straight to multiplayer. That's changed a little bit since I started reviewing the game, but I think this has the potential to be something really interesting and to shake up what we expect from Call of Duty campaigns. As Seb mentioned, I also really enjoy the Cold War. I think that conflict is really interesting, and I think it's going to pose some very neat aspects of gameplay for the campaign. And it is done by Raven instead of Treyarch, so that's really exciting because they're usually a support studio.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's kind of neat and funny that they've got fully animated and voice acted Ronald Reagan in the game.
Yeah. Very weird.
Michael, how are you feeling about Cold War?
The 80s aesthetics is one thing that really speaks to me. The other thing is this combination of they have this made-up conspiracy theories in the game, and also they're basing it on true declassified US secret files. And this combination with reality blending over into fiction is really interesting.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've played a Call of Duty campaign, but like you, Michael, the 80s setting is very appealing to me, so I might have to check out that one. Let's talk about a big game. We know it's been developed in development for a long time. We don't know much about it, though, is Dragon Age 4. Today, we got to see a sort of behind-the-scenes video with the developers. They didn't show us, much, didn't give us much information, but I don't know, for me, this was like the first time I just thought it was really nice to know, okay, this game is definitely in deep development. It's being written, voice acting is being recorded, animations are being recorded. So that's sort of like reassuring to me. Miranda, how are you feeling about Dragon Age 4?
I don't know if you saw my little dance there, but I'm super excited. Like, even though we're just getting a little teased, obviously it's just very much in development. I think Solas's character arc is really interesting. They made a funny joke about some people like wanting to marry Solas, some people wanting to kill Solas, and some people being in the middle of both. And that's me. I'm in the both. Like, we could kill him, marry him, and then kill him right after. It'd be great.
Wow.
Just Dragon Age is such a fantastic franchise. And I think one thing that I really loved about this, too, is you got so much of the behind-the-scenes information, right? Of, like, watching them working on this game that is obviously very much in development. And I really love the potential they have here for these environments that are really vibrant. I love the character designs that they've showcased. I super love these Dragon Age characters a lot, and I think they do a great job writing them. And so getting a little tease at the characters that they're developing now is really exciting for me.
Yeah, even though we're still just seeing very early in development gameplay, glimpses, it's enough to start getting excited about. Seb, do you think this one is still a ways off? Like, will we play this 2021, 2022?
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, they're only showing concept art, and there's basically nothing that's real right now, except that we know that there's, as Miranda said, there's voice recording, and there's everything else being transformed into that game right now, but there's no actual gameplay. And I think we still have to wait a very long time before we see it, and there's a lot at stake for BioWare here. After Andromeda and after Anthem, there's a lot at stake.
Yeah, I agree. Michael, how about you? Was what we saw today enough for you to start getting excited for Dragon Age 4?
Not really. I mean, Zeb already mentioned it. There's a lot at stake for BioWare. I mean, I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. I also like the Dragon Age games, but Mass Effect was always my favorite. But this is the game they really have to nail. If this flops, this will be very, very bad for BioWare's reputation going forward. So I think they better get this right and take the time they need. But as we've seen no gameplay today, I think this is a ways off.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Well, another game, a game that is not very far off, is Star Wars Squadrons. It's coming this October. It's got a campaign that was written by former IGN editor Mitch Dyer. I know, Miranda, you said before that you're excited to jump into Star Wars Squadrons. Anything you saw today sort of piqued your interest?
Yeah, I like that we're getting kind of a story element to it. And I will double mention that Mitch is a very good friend of mine. I have another friend who worked on this game. So just to preface that very intensely. Yeah. So I am very excited to check out what they have in store for here.
We're starting to get I think we got a glimpse of campaign gameplay today. Leia was in the trailer here. It still remains to be seen how much she's in the game, if at all. But also we know that popular Star Wars character Wedge Antilles is at least in the game. Seb, is this a game you're going to be flying around in this fall?
Yeah, probably very much so. I mean, it looks fantastic. The gameplay feels very, very good. But the one thing that I'm kind of worried is that EA is not really... I mean, they're not showcasing it enough, in my opinion. There's not much PR, not much marketing right now, and this is not far off. So I don't really get why such a special game is not getting more coverage from that side.
Yeah, I agree. That is a little strange. Right now, we need to take a quick, but we'll be back to discuss more of the games that were shown off during GamesCom Opening Night Live, so don't go anywhere. GamesCom 2020 is the heart of gaming, and you can keep to the beat right here on IGN. We've turned the single biggest show in gaming into 5. Gamescom Now is your virtual show floor with up-to-the-second live coverage. Gamescom Daily Show, Gamescom's first ever late-night talk show. Our Gamescom Awesome Indie Show, the freshest deep cuts in indie gaming. And finally, the Gamescom Best of Show, including the Gamescom Award. Gamescom 2020 is available on IGN and wherever you stream Gamescom Now. Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never-before-seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide. The next generation of video gaming is on the horizon, and IGN is here to bring you the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news and analysis in our new weekly show, Next Gen Console Watch 2020. We'll bring on the experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments around these new consoles. From frame rates, services, features, peripherals, and even all the new tech jargon, Next Gen Console Watch 2020 will keep you up to speed on everything leading up to the next generation of gaming. Join us every Friday for a new episode. This year, Gamescom is streaming to you on IGN, and now you can watch it unfold on TikTok. World premieres, exclusive gameplay, cosplay, interviews, and unforgettable moments from the biggest show in gaming can now be crammed right into the palm of your hand. Check out IGN and Gamescom's TikTok accounts and use the hashtags Heart of Gaming and Gamescom 2020 to get in on the action. Welcome back to our recap of all the reveals from Gamescom Opening Night Live. We've talked about massive franchises like Star Wars, Ratchet & Clank, Dragon Age, and somehow there's still lots to unpack. Here to discuss everything else, I'm joined once again by Miranda Sanchez, Sebastian Osowski, and Michael Obermeyer. Welcome back, everyone.
Hey.
So Fall Guys, the game is having a bit of a moment right now. It's kind of the game of the moment, and Fall Guys Season 2.
Bit of a moment.
Was revealed. Miranda, I know you've been playing a lot of Fall Guys. Season 2 is adding medieval costumes and traps. Are you excited for this one?
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun playing with friends. It's one of the few games I can play with all of my siblings. Like, there's a lot of belly laughs whenever you get into some very silly situations here. You're all just like screaming at the screen. It's like, why did I make it through there? Get out of my way. Stop holding on to me. So There's a lot of really great fun here. And I like that they are dedicating their seasons to themes. Medieval is very fun, especially since we're getting into that fall season. And I think, you have the witches, you got the dragons, you got some fun cosmetics coming.
Michael, how about you? Have you been playing Fall Guys?
Yeah. Actually, I won my first crown, I think, last week, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life.
Congratulations.
And really, all the excitement and the spectacle, this is one of the greatest multiplayer games I've played in a long time. I'm really happy that they're continuing this trend. I mean, it's a huge success for them. I don't think they expected these sales numbers in that short amount of time. And as Miranda already said, I like it really much that they put their seasons in special themes, and I hope that they continue this a long time. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's been very fun. We also learned it's the most downloaded PlayStation Plus game of all time. Seb, how about you? Are you a Fall guy?
Well, yeah, sort of yes and sort of no, because I get way too aggressive. Like, my emotions, I go crazy, and there's better no one around when I play these kind of games, because there's always competition. When there's competition, I get really, really emotional. So Fall Guys, yeah, it's like sports, and I don't want anyone close to me when I play this game.
Thanks for the warning. A game that was shown off today that apparently had been announced before, but I wasn't aware of, but I think it looks very, very cool, was Teardown. Miranda, can you explain a little bit more about what this game is all about? It appears it uses sort of a Minecraft art style to create completely destructible environments where you have to pull off a heist.
Yes, absolutely. So this had kind of been making the rounds on social media. Like, you especially saw all this fantastic destruction as you're seeing right now. As you said, the idea is that you're supposed to pull off a heist using anything that you have at your disposal. And I think the most exciting part is that even though it does have kind of like that fun, almost Minecraft-y aesthetic to it, it does have like an element of realism to it, and especially in its physics. As you'll see, like, any of those explosions just look really cool, and like the fire looks great, and you actually have to extinguish it or other stuff will catch on fire. And I think the interactivity here is what's really eye-catching, and I'm glad to see it get more of a spotlight. So right now, I think I was reading, because it's an indie developer, smaller team, and they were saying that right now all they have is just pulling off heists. And the whole idea is you got to go in, get your stuff, and get out before security comes. And honestly, that's enough for me. I've probably just run around and just destroying everything. Like, I was one of those kids where I love playing with the Legos, but then destroying at the end is also part of the fun too. So
yeah, I totally agree. I don't think we're seeing other players in these environments, though. Do we know if it's a single or multiplayer game?
I'm not too sure. I will have to check out Tuxedo Labs. That's the developer's names, their website for Teardown.
Michael, what do you think about this one?
What I'm curious about is, do we already know if this comes with a level editor or something that the community can do their own levels? Because I think that's would make this game really great if they can do their own heists and give it a long legs to last very long.
Yeah, I agree.
I really like what I see so far.
Yeah, that would be very cool, even if they have to add that later on down the line. Seb, how about you? Interested in Teardown?
This looks really, really stressful to me. I mean, I already start sweating only looking at it. So it's maybe a pass for me, but I'm not sure yet.
Roger that. We got another look this morning, or today, depending on where you are in the world, at Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. A new, it's at least playable in VR. I guess I'm not sure if it's only a VR game. Miranda, are you sure on that one?
Yes, this is a VR game.
Just totally VR game, but developed by Respawn, one of the best shooter developers working today. It's a full single-player experience. It's coming out this holiday. Michael, is this one on your radar?
I'm a big Respawn fan. I have to be honest, I would have liked it better if they announced something Titanfall related, but I'm fine with Medal of Honor as well. And after Titanfall 2, you know that this team can pull off an amazing single-player campaign. And I mean, they're going full on VR on this one, so they're really concentrating on VR features. We've seen in the trailer very different and varied gameplay. Looks really cool. The only thing I'm not so sure about is this seems to be an Oculus exclusive. Really sad for all the people who don't have an Oculus-powered headset. Would be cool to get it on PlayStation VR and other VR headsets.
Sure.
But we have to wait and see.
Sure. Seb, do you play a lot of VR games?
Well, not really, no. And I'm honest here. This is a war game, and playing a VR game and combined with this setting, it's difficult for me to really feel something about this. And I already said it, playing a game, this is set in World War II. I don't know. I'm not so sure.
All right, so you're taking a little bit of a wait-and-see approach to that. Let's talk about Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Miranda, is this a new expansion for Destiny 2? What is Beyond Light?
Yeah, so we got this new expansion that was delayed. It was supposed to come out a little bit earlier. But honestly, I actually have kind of fallen out with Destiny. I played a ton of Shadowkeep, but I am interested in coming back for this because
É isso aí, turma. Eu vou dar uma encerrada na live. Agora eles vão ficar enrolando aí até começar a apresentação oficial, que vai começar, deixa eu ver aqui que horário. Faltam 2 horas, exatamente 2 horas para começar o evento principal, né? Eu vou dar um time, que tá me dando a hora do meu trabalho também. Daí depois, lá em casa, eu volto com a live novamente. A gente continua, beleza? Obrigado a todo mundo. Tchau. Fui.
That this is only the beginning of a fundamental change for everything we know